Okay, so it is. What day is it? It's Tuesday. So, stuff happened. Now, let's start off with computer graphics. So, we were given a new project today, and I'm already done. And, well, look at it. Look at that. That is fucking beautiful. At least in my eyes. And I'm the one who created it, so, yeah. I like it. I think it looks awesome. Okay, so, after computer graphics and then German, I found out that my tutorial, which is pretty much just a 40-minute little choose a class thing, had been assigned by Miss Crespo to do this Black History Month thing. I think it's probably... okay, I'm gonna just go with a play-by-play of what happened. So, I walk into the auditorium, sit down, and Owen, he is next to me with a camera because we have to record this. So, we start off, and it's like, okay, so first off, this guy's going to read a poem. And he reads a poem, and then it's like, okay, now this person's gonna sing. And I'm like, okay, but whatever. And then after that girl sings, it's like, okay, now this group of people is going to do a dance. And I think it's a good time to mention now that so far that pretty much everyone who had been talking was, well, black, because, well, I'm not going to step into that beehive, but I think you can see why people would want that to be the case. So, the dance team that was doing the dance, there was one black girl in that. She, pretty much what happened is, she goes to the front, announces that the dance is about to happen, gives a little preamble to it, then immediately heads to the back of the group and is never seen again. Which is, yeah. I am... well, probably not the best person to talk about stuff like this, considering my complexion, and the fact that I would have absolutely no idea about endemic racism or pretty much anything, because, again, my complexion. But I don't think it reflects very well that it's sort of, at least from my point of view, seems a bit like, oh, token black girl, talk and then we don't need you anymore, which might not be what you want to... like, express during Black History Month. Just putting it out there. And then after, all the high school stuff happened, then we got a person who was actually knowledgeable in this stuff. Like, she's a professor about this history. And the second she got up, it was actually pretty good. Like, interesting and actually on point, instead of, hey, these are things vaguely related to black people, which just seems... at best, patronizing. I'm gonna put that way. Like, and also the speaker, she clearly wanted a lot more time to speak. And honestly, I would have loved if you just got rid of the poem and the song and the dance that we never bring up again, and we just focused on this person and her really interesting talk about how names affect people in Brazil, mostly, actually. And it was a pretty good talk, but instead, no, you get the last half, but we gotta put all this song and dance, like literal song and dance number up that doesn't really, like, it's not even like we use this to start a conversation, which would have been at least educational. It's just, hey, look, this guy, he wrote a poem. This girl, she looked up a song from wherever. And here's some hip-hop dancing. Because, yeah, it's just... no, just... Just stick with the speaker. If you just did that, you'd be good. Okay, so there is one last thing I want to talk about that is school related, and that is, surprisingly enough, the bus. And this is more just a complaint that can't really change anything, like a really petty complaint, but I changed buses recently because I guess the old one broke down, and god damn does this bus smell awful. I mean, I suppose the best way I could put it is the smell of an incredibly warm bus station, like, with the, texture or thickness of a dentist's office. And if that doesn't really make any sense to you, I completely understand. But that is the best way I can explain it. Just, it's overwhelming and terrible and just makes me want to fucking puke. Yeah, I don't fully understand. Okay, so I have, a list of things that I definitely want to talk about on this. I haven't really updated it in a while, because, I was hiking and stuff like that. So, the next thing on this list is talk about how Limestone is badass. I don't know what the fuck old me meant by that, but now I am going to talk about Limestone. And how it is fucking badass. Okay, so I actually like Limestone. Why is a bit of an interesting story. So, when I was 5, 6, maybe 7, I saw The Never-Ending Story. My parents either rented it, owned it, or some other variation, and I loved the giant rock guy. That guy's cool. Probably because he was giant and I wasn't, but yeah. And the most memorable line that I heard from him wasn't the "they look like big strong hands" one, but the fact that he liked to eat limestone. I was like, cool. So then I decided to look up a lot about limestone, and well, honestly, that's pretty serendipitous considering that Indiana is the world's leading limestone exporter, or at least the nation's. Point is, we got a lot of limestone. So I look up a bunch of shit about limestone, and I'm like, cool, limestone. And eventually I name a character after limestone, and it got ridiculous. But in the end, limestone, the best rock ever. Pretty much, it is the skeletons of dead creatures pressed together. And, if it didn't look like a rock, that would sound like a really badass album cover. Sort of like the end to Star Trek Beyond. Because both of those things on an album cover would just make complete sense. So, yeah. Limestone. It's fucking badass. Yeah, I know. I'm bringing up the weather, which is the #1 stereotype of bad conversations. But it's fucking February. And I could wear fucking short sleeves and shorts. And I'd be fine. Okay? It should be jacket weather. I mean, get your shit together, outside world. I like wearing jackets. I wear a jacket almost every day. I could have died from heat exhaustion because of my jacket wearing today. It is way too warm. Way too fucking warm. I'm just really grumpy that it's warm. But yeah, okay, so let's see. I need to read Gatsby, and honestly that's it for homework. So I might leave this off till fencing. I honestly don't know. Unless I think of something else to do. Oh, there is actually one thing I need to do. I need to watch a bunch of videos of a guy who I will not tell you because I'm doing a parody of those. So, yeah. In order to parodize, you must first... I can't think of a, like, absorbize? I can't think of a good rhyme. Oh well, but you get the point. Hopefully. Okay, so... It's, end of the video. So, you know, buttons. And I will see you guys tomorrow.